Hello, Instagram. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Iyabo from Atlanta. I'm going to be drinking my water a lot on this live and using my cough drops because my allergies just will not relent. Those of you who are allergy sufferers out there, you probably know what I'm going through. It's like I love being outside. I love the pollen. I love nature. I love the trees. But my eyes keep watering. I keep coughing. I keep sneezing. So pardon me, but I'm going to have a cough drop in my mouth so that I don't get into my coughing fits. Okay? But hi, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo on May 21st. I have been traveling. You guys saw my post from Vancouver. Those of you who followed my stories. But I have been looking forward to this tea time for a long time. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so happy that all you guys are here. So Vancouver was wonderful. It was so pretty. If any of you has not been to Vancouver before, please make sure you visit Vancouver because I'm telling you, it really was lovely and beautiful and just so nice. So everybody, welcome to Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo. My guest is the amazing Cynthia. You guys have probably read her bio on my page. If you don't follow her, she's at The Real Mentor Cynthia, but I'm going to bring her on right now. Okay, I'm going to bring Cynthia on right now. So Cynthia, if you're ready, let us do this. Hi, everyone. Please tag your friends on this live. Don't let them miss this live. So if you want your friends to... Hi, Cynthia.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, beautiful. So I'm going to...
Oops, I just did something wrong here. Oh, my goodness.
That's fine. Let's give ourselves a couple of minutes to reposition because now I'm too high also.
Okay.
My husband helped me position this and now it's too high or too low. Okay. All right, guys, bear with us, but we have to take care of all the technical stuff. Oh my goodness. Now I'm not even sure. Do I need to be higher or lower? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to... How's everyone doing today? While you're waiting for us to set up, just tell us where you're joining from, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, tell us where you are joining from while myself and my beautiful guest get situated. You know what, Cynthia? I have to wear my glasses to see properly now.
I do as well.
I have to. If I don't wear my glasses when I'm going out for a walk, I don't feel as confident. I don't feel very balanced. So I always have to... Something is flashing.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh my God.
It looks like disco lights.
My goodness. Okay, let me sign out and come back in. Is that possible? Okay, how do I do that? Oh my God.
Just press the X. There should be an X somewhere. Oh, but I think that's funny. Oh my goodness. It looks like Cynthia was starting some disco lights there. Hi, everyone. Okay, so some of you are from... Okay, so let's see. Tanzania, New York, Quebec City, UK sun. Somebody says they're in their garden enjoying the UK sun. Wonderful. I love it. Boston in the house, Chicago in the house, Nigeria in the house, Norway in the house, Kenya in the house, another Chicago. Oh my goodness, from Dubai. Oh wow. I'm telling you, the whole world is here, Cynthia. The United Nations is on our live.
There I am.
Oh, very good. Cynthia, I don't know if you heard me, but the United Nations is on our live. There's people from all over the world
wonderful.
Here. Oh, yeah. There's Canada, there's Ethiopia, there's Dubai, there's Norway, there's Nigeria. All over, of course, lots of USA. There's so many people here from all over the world. So we're all so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me say thank you for the invitation. I am very excited, and greetings to all of your followers, including mine. I will first say, pardon me. I am an island girl living in Massachusetts, so I have year-round allergies. So you may hear me sniffing a lot, you may hear me coughing a lot, and I have to use this filter because I am not looking my best right now. Thank God for the filters.
I'm telling you, it's funny how God brings, you know, kindred spirits together, because when we were chatting yesterday on the DM and you were telling me about your allergies, you could have, if you heard me laughing, I was laughing. It wasn't funny, but I was laughing because everything you were saying, I experienced it too.
Yes.
When I stayed in Nigeria till I was 23, but as soon as I left at 23 and got to the UK, my allergies started.
Right.
Coughing, sneezing, and then, cut the long story short, I've lived in Georgia and Atlanta for 20-something years, and my allergies have worsened.
Wow.
I have a cough drop in my mouth now, just so that I don't get into my coughing fits.
Wow. Yeah, I can totally relate. And in addition to that, while people are joining, I have my fan because I may break out into a sweat because of menopause. So there you have it. The fabulous Dr. Iyabo and Cynthia going through all these things, but still doing what we're doing in the world.
Yes, yeah. My hot flashes are better. My hot flashes started at age 48. I turned 53 last month. But the first time my hot flashes started, I thought I was having a heart attack because I broke out in these sweats and I was having palpitations. And it was only me and my daughter at home. So I went to her room. I'm like, Moni, I think I'm having a heart attack. So we ran to the ER. I got to the ER. They started making fun of me because they asked me for my age. I told them the EKG was fine. Everything was fine. And they're like, sorry, but you're in menopause.
Wow.
But I'm now officially menopausal. You know, it's been gone for 1 year.
Oh, wow. So it does go away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank
well,
goodness.
No. I mean, the periods have stopped. The hot flashes have reduced. They haven't gone away completely. I still feel hot like you just went to Vancouver, and in all the restaurants, I would ask my husband, I'm like, are you hot? Are you warm? And he's like, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm like, oh, okay, it must still be my menopause.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, that was just a quick teaching for the younger women that life does get better.
It does.
It does.
There are advantages.
But in all honesty, it does get better. Even with all the hot flashes and stuff, I feel better within myself now, as an individual now in my 50s than I felt in my 30s or 40s. How about you?
Yeah, I feel the same way as well. I feel more at peace. I feel, definitely, that's the word, more content, more at peace. You know, the ambition will always be there because that's just who I am. But it's more easy, put it that way, as a woman.
Yes, for me too. I'll say I'm the happiest and I'm the most peaceful I am. Despite all of these hot flashes, I really know who I am now. And I know what makes me tick, and I've really come to accept and embrace my femininity a lot, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I can relate.
So guys, we've chatted for 12 minutes, so I don't even have time to talk about Cynthia's bio. But Cynthia, can you please help us out? Can you tell the people who don't know about you, can you tell them a bit about yourself, please?
Well, right now, I am definitely a housewife, CEO, committed to my family, my husband, my home, my grandchildren, as well as being passionate about my projects. My priority is raising awareness for widows because I lost my first husband. He died by suicide. So I am an advocate and I am a grief mentor for married women whose husbands died, especially by suicide. Dr. Iyabo, the fact of the matter is 70% of married women will become widows. That is just a fact. And I spend my time since I became a widow raising awareness about the issues that these women who were once married face. So that's it in a nutshell. That's who I am now. In the past, I've done speaking, I've done coaching, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 8 years old. I've done major events in Miami, Florida, where I lived before moving here, as well as being a political consultant. So I have had many lives. So right now I'm in a place where I can frolic. That's my favorite word.
I love it. And everything you just said, and our condolences. I don't know how long ago your husband passed, your first husband, but it never gets easier. So my condolences and condolences from my whole community, because I'm sure they feel the same.
Thank you.
But you've made it so much better by everything you're doing. You're living life purposefully. That's the word I'll use to describe you. And this is, I love your platform so much. I've been following you for a while, seeing you on the Explore page everywhere. And I'm like, I have to have this lady on my tea time.
Thank you.
So I'm glad that I did. And I'm glad that God has preserved us to both be here today, sharing what we know. Another thing I picked from what you just said is that women can be all that they want to be.
Yes.
Right? They should stop taking and believing the limitations that life and other people put on them. And this is why, again, I know I love business and I love all business strategies and everything. But one thing I'm not quite in sync with, and if you followed me long enough, you know that I'm quite different. The way I think is different, but I think you and I think alike. I believe that sometimes women hold back because they just have this imposter syndrome and they feel like, how can I be all these things? How can I be a mother and a wife and have all these projects and have all of these dreams and goals? It's impossible. So they hold back. And then in the coaching industry, of course, everybody teaches niche down, niche down, niche down. There's nothing wrong about that. I understand what they mean from a business sense. But many women that have coached, that niching down is very confusing to them. They have all of these goals and dreams. They have all of these qualities like you and I, but they're holding back because people keep saying niche down. And I'm like, put it all out there. What do you think about that? Niching down is good, but I think it's confusing to some women.
I think that is, you know, before social media, I come from the world where I was an entrepreneur before social media. And I think social media and the internet is great, but it brings a lot of limitations as well. Because before social media, whatever desire we had, whatever ambition that we had, we went for it. You know, we were called the jack of all trades. Yes. We were called hustlers, you know, and that's what it is, doing anything that, you know, you feel passionate about, bringing it into the world and making a profit from it. Dr. Iyabo, my mother is from Haiti. My entire family are from Haiti. I was born in the Bahamas. My mother left Haiti 7 times on a boat as a young woman and went to the Bahamas. And every time she got to the Bahamas, the Coast Guard would turn her away. On the 7th time, she ran into the bushes and she hid. And then from that moment, she became a self-made woman. She sent all of us to private schools, gave us all the best that she can possibly think of, literally spoiled us. I watched my mother turn our kitchen, right, into the neighborhood grocery store. Our living room was a restaurant. The dining room was a restaurant. The living room was a boutique. Okay, my mother had 7 streams of income. I'm not going to say what some of them are on social media, but I watched my mother, who did not speak English, still to this day, doesn't know how to read and write, create 7 streams of income, took care of her family in the Bahamas, took care of her family in Haiti. When we moved to Miami, Florida, when I was 13 years old, she opened a restaurant and bought a duplex and never paid rent. So when women are saying this imposter thing, that's coming from, I would say, a different culture. But for us who have that marketplace mentality, there's no such thing as imposter syndrome. You do what you have to do. You do what's in your heart. And I was raised watching that. So for the women who think that they are being an imposter, you're not being an imposter. God gave you this dream. God gave you this desire. The desire is a proof that that's what you need to do. If you can see it, you can be it. If you are feeling it, that is for you. And you will never be fulfilled. You will never be at ease in your life until you experience those desires.
Wow.
That's the bottom line.
Now I see why God brought us together. Again, God has answered another of my prayers today. Every day at some point during my 24 hours, Cynthia, I ask God to bring me women that either, you know, have something in common with me so that I can share my story and they can understand, or that God should bring me women that I need to help.
Yes.
Right? And the way that I help, I'm very blunt.
You are.
But I'm very blunt, yes, but I'm very kind.
Yes.
It's just my personality. I think we have enough of politically correct people out there, but it's my personality. I'm not putting on an act. I'm an introvert, believe it or not, but I'm quite blunt in my delivery, and that doesn't work for everyone. But a lot of women love that I say the truth. The story you just shared sounds almost identical to my mom's. I don't know if was your mom married or was she, not that it's relevant.
She was not.
That's fine. My mom was married, but despite that, she couldn't speak English. She couldn't write English. My mom did not go to one day of school. She was not educated, but oh my goodness, she's in heaven now. She and my dad are late, they're in heaven. But if my mom walked in here now, everybody would stop and look at her because she was beautiful, elegant, good posture, you know, and she made a lot of money. I watched my mom do all these businesses. She would get up and go to her shop and sell lace and sell gold.
Yes.
She was in the construction business with my dad. She did all of these things and she made so much money. She and my dad made a lot of money. They didn't spoil us with money. I'm telling you, I used to fetch water as a kid. All of our neighbors had generators for when the power went out. My parents did not buy a generator. We lived in a very humble part of Lagos, even though we would go to London on holiday, but they didn't spoil us with things. I would fetch water. I would wash my clothes with my hands. But I watched my mother do all of those things, and I wanted that life because despite her hard work, she was also there for us.
Right.
You know, she would be home. She cooked a lot. When we came back from school, she was there to welcome us.
Yeah.
We would stand by her in the kitchen and learn from her. So, you know, I'm glad that you and I are discussing this because women are holding back. And these days, women are super educated, Cynthia. I think they're even too educated, and that's what's limiting them.
I totally agree. My mother always say, oh, I wish I would have gone to school. I'm like, Mom, if you went to school, you would not have been the woman that you are.
Yes, absolutely. Because these days women have 2 masters, 3 PhDs, and they're still flooding my DM saying they're lost. They don't know what to do. They feel like they don't have any gifts despite all of those degrees.
Right. I believe, well, you know, I also believe that, you know, degrees are important. It's important to go and be educated.
Yes.
I totally get that. But I believe the brain and the female intuition, it needs a place to grow. It needs to be explored. It needs to experience things. And when you have a certain way of thinking or training, then it's sort of kind of limited. It's like you are cautious about risk, you know? You are cautious about risk. Like I moved here when my husband died, and I came here with, you know, my little boy. He wanted to see snow. I wanted to see snow, and we ended up staying. And the logical mind or academic mind would be like, well, that makes no sense. You know, how much money do you have? Where are you going to live? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? Shutting down the female intuition. We don't have that. But when you move and are led by that, coupled with the education, if you happen to have both, you're explosive. Explosive.
And you and I are an example of that. And I say this humbly, we're God's children. I'm not bragging or anything, but you and I are products of hardworking women who believed in themselves, and that rubbed off on us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So if we don't get any less, we haven't even started the topic of the day, but ladies, if we don't get any lesson this day, use myself and Cynthia as examples that We saw what our mom was doing, and both our moms were not educated, and look at us today. You know, so don't forget that your children are watching.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I,
yeah.
I have two daughters. I'm telling you, I don't particularly sit them down to teach them things like don't do this, don't do that, but they watch me. You know, they watch everything I do, and I can see in both of them that they're learning a lot of what I'm doing. The work ethic, the business sense,
Yes.
the determination, the self-care, you know, all of those things. Them seeing me walking, being careful of what I put in my mouth, you know,
Yes.
following my purpose, all of those things. These girls are watching. Well, they're now both adults. So women, be careful of what you're doing, because it's not what you say. If you're staying in that toxic marriage and your kids are watching you being beaten up and they're watching all the emotional abuse,
Yes.
but you are telling them, Mary, don't do this, okay? Mary, if your husband beats you up, you must leave. If your husband keeps cheating on you, you must leave. They will not do what you're saying. They're going to do what you're doing.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
Yes, let's start the topic of the day.
A little bit.
So today we are talking about, the topic is, how can women experience true romantic love in marriage? And please, if you're single, you particularly have to listen to this. So don't leave. This is not only for married women. If you're single, this is actually the time for you to listen, because you still have a chance on how to do it right. So ask us your questions anytime. I will multitask. But Cynthia, let's start with this question.
Okay.
What is romantic love? What does that even mean? And I'm going to get a pen, but please keep talking. What is romantic love?
Well, let's explore romantic love. I believe it starts when you first meet. Romantic love begins when a man and a woman first meet each other and you start dating, he's courting you. That entire period is romance. So why, once you get married, it's gone? Okay, especially for a woman, everything you did before you were married, everything you did before you were in the relationship, why did it stop? Why did you become a partner, for lack of a better word, a roommate? Let's use that word. Where is the romance? The romance is continue doing and being who you were. That's the romance.
I love it. So give us some examples of those things that women do while they're dating men, and then they stop once they get married.
You know, it's the butterflies, the girliness, the womanness, you know, taking care of yourself, being appreciative, being affectionate, being romantic, sending, you know, text messages, all of these things that you do, right? And he compliments you and you love it and you smile and you're flirting, right? All of that. But then once you get married, what happens to it? What happens to it? It's like people try to separate marriage and romance. It's the same thing to me, right? Marriage and romance is the same thing. Why do we separate it?
I love how we started this talk, because as women, we're quick to finger point.
Right.
You know, for me, my platform is balanced. If you watch my platform, I'll tell women what they need to do. I'll tell men what I think they should do. A lot of men don't like it when I say that, because you're like, who are you? You're a woman to tell us. But the men who are humble enough to come to my DM, Cynthia, and they do come to my DM, they come to my DM saying exactly what you just said. They're like, Dr. Iyabo, we understand that us men have a lot of work to do, but can you please talk to women that why don't they know how to be romantic anymore once they get married?
During COVID, I made sure that we had a date night at home at least twice a week. At least twice a week. And every time we had date night during COVID, there was a different theme. The dessert was either chocolate, a variety of chocolate. The date was either, whether dessert was ice cream, a variety of ice cream, or a variety of drinks, you know, like cocktails, or a look, you know, how we would dress. We dressed up for date night here twice a week during COVID, just to keep the romance going, just to keep him excited, just to keep him feeling appreciated, just to keep him feeling desired, just to have him want to desire me. Like, see, you know, I'm wearing this tonight. This is what I'm going to wear. Are you ready? You know, that's romance. That's the playfulness that we need to keep doing. Sometimes we get busy, right? And I try so hard not to be busy. In my life right now, I've been busy all my life. This is the period where I'm not interested in booked and busy. I'm interested in frolicking, being intentional, purposeful, and successful. There's a major difference. I must have time for my husband. I must have time for my children. That is priority. Anything that gets in the way, I'm going to shut it down. I have many hobbies. I'm very ambitious. But sometimes, Dr. Iyabo, I have to sit and stop and say, okay, is this taking away? Is this going to make me tired? Is this going to make me tired when I get to bed? Is this going to make me tired where I don't want to watch TV with my husband, but go to sleep instead? Do you understand? So we have to be intentional, because we are in a society where the woman wants to do it all. Yes, you can do it all, but you don't have to manage it all. and number one, you don't have to manage it all. You can have people help you. And number two, what is priority as you are doing it all? What comes first? What comes first?
You've said it
You
all.
lured this man. When you met him, you lured him with your sexiness and your beauty and your femininity and all of that. And then you get married and it's like, floop. My lazy days look like this. Again, it's intentional.
Look at me. I'm all dressed up.
Yes.
And most of my days look like, yesterday I had a makeup free day. And I told my husband, because we were planning to go to dinner with the boys, I said, honey, I'm going to dress for dinner, but I'm not wearing any makeup. I hope that's okay with you. He's like, of course, that's fine. So I had absolutely no makeup, but I still had my lovely wig on. I still sprayed my perfume. I still took a shower and smelled clean, sprayed my perfume. I still wore my mini skirt like you guys see on social media. And I still looked good, but I had no makeup on.
Yes.
So, you know, but it doesn't mean that I just let myself go and my hair was crazy and I wore something that didn't even look good. I still made an effort.
Yes. Yes. And we have to be intentional. We have to be intentional with that. That's where the romance is, because once you start slacking, it's gone.
Yes.
Gone.
And all the comments I'm seeing now are still pointing to men and women. I want us all to take a deep breath, literally take a deep breath. So Cynthia, let's take a deep breath with all women. Okay, let's all just close our eyes and take one really good deep breath. Okay, women, let us look within just for this session. Please, I'm begging you, because as much as you see me out there fighting for women, talking about what men don't do, I still do a lot to take care of myself and to make myself wanted, loved by my husband. You don't want to see how many times my husband slaps my butt and does all those other things. I'm talking quietly because my stepsons are downstairs, but he flirts with me all day long. I'm telling you, I'm not bragging. And I want to say this as well. Cynthia, even in my previous marriage, as much as things were not going well, if my ex is listening, he'll say this, and my husband is very secure, he won't mind. Even all through, even when the marriage was really bad, he still wanted to be intimate with me. I'm the one who didn't want it because I was still taking care of myself. I was still my feminine. As much as I would cry myself to sleep, I would wake up in the morning and still dress well and still make myself look good. Even though I was depressed, I wasn't happy, I did not let myself go. I still worked out. I still went to the gym. I was still fit. People still thought I was like 20-something years old, even though I was, you know, I still took care of myself. He still wanted to be intimate, even though I didn't want it. So women, let's take care of ourselves. I know you guys don't like to hear take care of ourselves for men. Many of you don't like to hear that. I don't think there's anything wrong
Well, who
with
are they
that.
going to take? I mean, again, that's a narrative. I mean, who are you? Aren't you taking care of yourself to be? I love compliments.
Me
I
too.
love compliments.
And I
have a
accept
friend.
them.
I have a friend that used to say when I was younger and I was in the entertainment business and we used to go to the parties and the clubs because I was a promoter as well. She would say, Cynthia, if Cynthia didn't get attention, she would break a glass. She would break a glass just so people can look. Dr. Iyabo, back then I used to hire bodyguards for $50 an hour just to go into the clubs with me. You know, just we are women. This is what we like. Yes. There's nothing wrong with liking compliments. There's nothing wrong with liking someone complimenting the way you look. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think once people get out of that false humility, they will have so much freedom. It's just false humility.
Yes.
If you're not making yourself look good for yourself and your husband, you made yourself look good before you married. You made yourself look good before he decided to be steady with you. You lured this man in with your beauty and your charm and your personality, and then you turned into his roommate.
I love that statement you just made. You lured this man in with your sexiness, with your femininity, with everything you had going on for yourself, and then you let it go after you got married. Women don't like that. When I say, make yourself sexy, make yourself look good for your husband. Oh, they sent me a bunch of DMs. So are you saying we should? And I tell them, I'm like, that's your masculinity coming out. You need to keep that masculinity for your work and your job. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay to look good for your husband. It's fine. It's okay. I love it. I love it. Yes, like yesterday I said, honey, I'm not going to wear any makeup today. Just letting you know. I hope it's okay. And he was like, oh, that's fine. Still squeezed my butt and still did the flirting. But I checked in with him. It doesn't mean I'm not a confident woman.
I know. There's a woman by the name of Zsa Zsa Gabor, an old Hollywood actress.
Yes.
She used to say, if you wear the pants in your marriage, your husband's girlfriend will wear the mink coats.
Wonderful saying. Wonderful saying. I actually think women who say that are actually the ones who are not confident. It's the reverse, It's actually the reverse. I think women who are always like, why should I do this for him? Why should I do that for him? Why? Those are actually the ones that have low self-esteem. It's a funny thing, right? Don't you agree?
Mechanism.
Yes, it's a defense mechanism. Yes, because if you're confident in yourself, and you want to totally embrace your femininity and your husband loves it, why not?
Right. And it's okay, let's say you don't want to do it for your husband, right? Why aren't you being your best?
Yes.
Okay, well, my best is not me putting on makeup. Your best is showing up as the best version of yourself. If you have not showered, if you are not maintaining your beauty, if you are not maintaining your health, your physique, your hair, your nails, right? Aren't you doing that for yourself? Your highest self is fine-tuning these things, yes, is maintaining these things, is pampering these things, right? So, okay, don't do it for your husband, but do it for yourself. Yourself deserves your best. Why aren't you taking care of yourself? Your husband complimenting it and going crazy over it is just a benefit. But why not elevate your standards for yourself? Why are you treating your hair like that? Why are you treating your skin like that with $1.99 lotion that is doing nothing for it? Why are you treating your body with food that is unhealthy? Why are you putting fabrics that are cheap and dirty on your body? Why are you putting cheap underwear on? Don't you value yourself? Okay, don't wear lingerie for him. Wear it for you.
You're saying it all. Like I've said, some people are still pointing at the husbands. I'm going to ignore those messages for just a while because, I'm all about looking within first. I'm absolutely against men who abuse women.
Right.
Yeah, but that's actually not the topic for today. You know, we've talked about that long enough, but I want us to look within today, because I'm telling you, what we're discussing today, I see it all the time. Women who just let themselves go. Again, I'm not talking about being a size 0 or being a size 4.
No.
I have seen women who are plus size, who are more feminine than Cynthia and myself.
I have a client who was a very plus size woman.
Yes.
And I was telling her, I said, you know, the issue first, number one, is you're trying to attract men who are not attracted to you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, do you know there are thousands of men who are attracted to curvy, big women?
Yes.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Do you know that there are thousands of successful, ambitious, accomplished, educated men who love plus size women and will treat you like a queen?
Yes.
Why are you trying to attract the man who wants a Barbie size 4? Why are you wasting your time? It's like me. When I was dating, I am very dark. I have huge lips, nose,
you're beautiful.
no hair, right? Very exotic. I know the men who are not attracted to me, and I am not attracted to them either. I'm like, I'm not for you.
God,
I'm not for you.
God bless you.
Right, bye. I'm not for you. But I know there are thousands of men who are attracted and will go crazy after this look. I know that.
Yes.
So and when I find that person, it's going to be unfair for me to stop giving him what he was attracted to.
Oh my goodness.
It's selfish. It's wrong. It's deception.
Oh my goodness. Women, do your part first and then watch what happens. Again, this conversation is not about men who don't appreciate women or men who are abusive. That's another topic for another day.
Right.
But I want to say that women, a lot of the onus also points to us, because I see all of you there. I see all of you, how you let yourselves go. I have children too. I raised 2 little children by myself as a single mom. You just heard what I said. I did not let myself go. Okay?
Yes.
I did not let myself go because I wanted to be confident. I wanted to maintain. And I saw that in my mom. Again, we have to put these things are passed down. Yes, they are passed down from generations. So be careful what you do. If you're just sitting around the house like a couch potato, never ever taking care of yourself, never working out, never cooking healthy meals, talking negative about yourself. And then there's also the women, Cynthia, who talk negative about themselves. Then when their husband says it, they get angry.
Sis, you know what? We're stepping on a lot of toes today, only because we love you, ladies.
Yes.
But let me tell you, if you are sitting down with leggings, your hair is not done, you're not taking care of yourself, and you're talking about what about him, you guys are actually a good match. You are a very good match. Because if you're not taking care of yourself and you're letting yourself go, and you're saying, but what about him? What is he doing? He doesn't deserve it. You are actually a good match. You are perfect for that kind of man, and you being that kind of woman, you are perfect for him. You are perfect for each other. You cannot complain because you're getting who you are being. You are getting who you are being. You are being sloppy. You're not taking care of yourself. So you are being with a man who is sloppy and not taking care of himself either. You are a perfect match. There's nothing anyone can do. But the moment you start being a woman who is confident in herself, who respects herself, who respects her appearance, her abilities, her mind, her intelligence, her energy, then you will attract someone who is the same and who will admire it and respect it in return. When I met my husband, who I'm married to now, sis, I made sure, because dating, you have to be very, you know, another thing women say, there are a lot of bad men out there. Yeah, there are a lot of bad men out there. But there are a lot of great men out there too.
Yes.
There are a lot of great
men
out there too.
Many.
Many. you know, and you want this, you want that, you want this guy who's educated, who's accomplished, who's this. What do, and they hate this, what do you bring to the table?
Yes.
Honestly.
All of those things you want, do you have them?
How are you going to support that? How are you going to support this husband, right? This man who's working hard, this man who is doing battle in the field, this man who is doing all this stuff. How are you supporting that? That's what we mean by what do you bring to the table? Is he going to walk in the door and see you eating bonbons with a messy bun and leggings on? That's what he's coming home to after he fought battle out there? Or is he going to come home to another man? Because you are a boss babe, a boss chick. So as soon as he walks in the door, he's in another board meeting with you. And that's very, and I'm talking to myself right now because I'm very ambitious and I have a lot of projects.
Me too.
So when my husband comes home, I intentionally say, what would you like to drink? Coffee or tea? I have to make myself say that so I don't say, sweetheart, can you please check this contract for me? Sweetheart, what do you know, I have to intentionally say, what would you like to drink? Okay, great. How was your day? Give me a hug. I have a ritual so I can be intentional and not turn it into a board meeting. The man just came home from doing battle. Then he's going to come home into a board meeting?
Oh, sis, preach. I've posted this many times on my page before. Men want peace as well. Okay, women, write this in your journal. Along with everything my sister here has said, men want peace as well. It's not that hard to be feminine. We're not talking about being skinny. You can be a size 18. No, women always want, oh, it's easy for you because you're slim and because you're good looking. I'm like, no. I said, if you're a size 18, come to my DM. Size 25, come to my DM and I'll show you how to be feminine and how to be sexy. And your husband will be chasing you around the house.
Yes. Yes.
It's
you
not
run the home.
about size.
It's not about size. You are the one that's running the home. You are the CEO of your home. I tell our little boy, I say, when dad comes home, do not come down until you are ready. If you had a bad day at school, that's not what he's going to hear when he first walks in. An hour later, daddy's home. Then he comes downstairs after he decompresses. So we're not saying all of this because we want you to cater to a man and the man is more important than you. No. This is facilitating and managing your home and your marriage. That's what you're doing. You're managing your home and your marriage. You are more careful with the man that you work for in that business or that corporation than you are with the man that you are married to, right?
Whoa. You said that was blunt. Sis.
Right, come on. No, it's the truth. You work for a corporation or a business and you respect that man.
Sis. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I had to learn some things in my first marriage too. I was Miss Boss Lady, Miss Boss this, but I learned some things and I started to, tone it down because I'm a very ambitious person. I read a lot of books about masculine energy, feminine energy, and I saw what I was reading and I started to, listen to what they were saying and I started to tone it down and I got it and I definitely, and this is when, I'm going to say this, Cynthia, I don't know what you do, but I don't want my husband to look at me when I'm in the bathroom. I say this around other women and they start to laugh at me and they're like, really? But he's your husband? I'm like, no. I'm like, in my first marriage, even now with the love of my life, when I'm in the weather, it's number one, and number two, I shut the door.
I don't know who came up with the idea to have one bathroom in the master bedroom. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but most of the toilets, the loo has a door. You shut the door.
Right. I want my own bathroom. And I'm fighting for that right now, because I'm the same way. When I'm in the bathroom, whether I'm taking a shower or doing whatever, for some reason, the bathroom is my meditation place. I am in there. I'm getting so many downloads. I'm getting clarity. I'm taking care of myself. my husband, no, 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 no,
Thank you,
no,
Cynthia. I
no,
thought I was a unicorn because
no.
whenever I'm sitting with my girlfriends, they're probably on here laughing that I'm bringing it up. I'm like, how do you want to remain, retain your femininity? I said it's not a very nice sight sitting there on the toilet and you're having a conversation with your husband while sitting on the toilet.
Oh, while he's no. Mm-mm.
And you want him to chase you around the house and you want to be feminine. I said, please don't. And they're like, oh yeah, that's taking it too far. I said, okay, I will keep that. I said, in my first marriage, I didn't. Now I still don't do it.
Wow.
So I'm glad you
same
agree. So women,
way.
if you want to learn, better take this on. It's not a very appealing sight. And then after doing that, you then want him to chase you around, and then you still want to be
no.
Anyway.
No, it's a private moment. For me,
Yeah.
it's a private moment.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I want to be private. Men are very visual. Men are very, very visual.
Yes.
And I want to be the delight of his eyes. I want to be the one that he always sees a certain way. If I'm in the hospital and I get sick, then that's another thing. But no, we've become too. No, he's not your boo. He's your husband.
Yes.
He's your romantic. He's the guy that you always want to make feel desired, and who you always want him to, and no.
Before I go, we've answered most of the questions I have. I knew that this was, and there's a few questions, but I want to say this, and women, please, if you need to take another deep breath, take it. I'm not going to take a deep breath, but if you need to take a deep breath while I'm saying this, do that. Please don't pounce on me. Cheating is wrong, okay? It is wrong. Nobody should cheat on the other person. However, and I'm not blaming women for men cheating, so please hear me out. This is why, Cynthia, sometimes you see some men, they're with a woman who looks like she's a beauty queen, and then they get mad and they're like, did you see who he's cheating with? Did you even see how she looks? She's not even as pretty as her. She's not even as pretty as her. She's not even this, she's not even that. And I'm like, be careful what you say. Do you know how much peace that woman brings him? Do you know how much when he sees that woman, he can take a deep breath and just say, oh, finally, somebody is not criticizing me or telling me, why did you do this? Why didn't you do this? Finally, somebody I can laugh with, somebody I can just have peace with and just enjoy my life with. It's not about the looks. Yes, looks are important. You will attract a man with your looks, but are you going to keep him committed to you just because of your looks? There's more to that. There's more to, and I'm not saying you're trying to keep a man, because people take words out of context. That's why I said, take a deep breath. Cynthia, do you have anything to add? There's more I can say, but
there's a king, the King of England was supposed to be the King of England, King Edward. Wallace Simpson, Google the name, Wallace Simpson. Divorced twice, not attractive at all. American woman made the King of England abdicate the throne. He left being the King of England for Wallace Simpson, a woman who most people call ugly. However, she knew how to make him feel like a man. And we're not talking sexual either.
No.
Look at the current queen, Camilla, the GOAT. I may get backlash.
You will,
Camilla
but I know what you're saying.
Camilla is
I get it.
The GOAT. Can't even compare in beauty when it comes to Princess Diana. But who is the Queen of England now? Camilla. Because she knows Charles. He knows how to be at peace with her. Yes. She knows him. It's not about the looks. There is so much more.
Yes.
Most men pay thousands of dollars to go to escorts and other women of the night. You think it's for sex? It's not for sex.
Yeah.
It's a place to relax.
Yes. 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 We're not talking about role models here.
No.
Finding Fifths, Cynthia and myself, we are women advocates inside and out. We are not saying Camilla is a role model. Trust me.
Thank you.
Let me tell you a secret. I didn't even watch the coronation. You know why? Because that day, the only person I could think of was Princess Diana. But do I have something against Camilla? Absolutely not. Because I know what men seek. Okay? I know what men seek. We're not putting Camilla on a pedestal.
No.
We're using it as a teaching point. So this is why I say, women, relax and take a deep breath and try to just look at opinions from, you know, a neutral point of view for a while before you think that it's something bad. I think, yeah, especially, again, I'm a Black woman, so I can talk to Black women, especially us Black women. We're quick to feel like we're being victimized or it's somebody's criticizing us. Just, you know, relax. Get into your femininity. Get into your godliness.
Yes, come on.
You know, get into your Christ-likeness and just listen to some things and don't be quick to say, oh, they don't know what they're saying. It's because they're coconuts. There will be some that will come to idea. Oh, I've been called a coconut many times. I'm like, oh, actually, I do like coconuts, you know. So I'm like, you know what? I actually do love coconuts. So call me a coconut. I'm God's daughter, but maybe I'm also a coconut. Thanks.
Yeah. Camilla, why is the King of England crazy about this woman? She broke every rule. She's not pretty. She was divorced. The people hated her. And she's now the queen. Not consort, the queen. King Edward did the same thing. He left his throne for Wallace Simpson. Why? Why, ladies? And again, do not put the blame on the men. Well, why is he not doing this for me? Why are you not doing it for me? Are you giving him reasons to? Well, if he loved me, he would do it. No, he loves you. That's why he's married to you and still married. But he doesn't have to do anything else.
Men come to my DM and they tell me these things and I listen to them. They're like, Doctor, I listen to the ones who are polite. Some call me names, I block them. But the ones who are polite, I listen. They come to my DM and they're like, please tell our women, tell our Black women that we also enjoy romance, but they stop making any efforts when they get married. There are a few that come to my DM and say that.
It's not, again, it's not for the man. It's for you as well.
Yes.
Being a romantic woman benefits you. Being a woman who takes care of herself, her appearance, her mind, her health, it benefits you. The more you grow, the more you experience, right? How can you carry around a Chanel bag in your, it's like, you know, I know I'm jumping ahead, but you want all these expensive things, but they don't match. You don't match. You look weird with a $5,000 bag. That's not you. You're not being $5,000 bag. You're not being that. That's not for you. Right? You are a woman. Everything that is beautiful in this world is for you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Cynthia, I have to meet you in person one day.
I mean, for us, since Aristotle Onassis say all the money in the world is nothing if there was not women. All of the beautiful things in the world is for us. The flowers, the purses, the perfume, the jewelry, the adoration from, you know, our partners, from our children. But why aren't you putting yourself in the position to receive that? Because he's no good. He doesn't deserve that. Well, what do you deserve? Why don't you give it to yourself?
This is why some women see me on social media and they comment and say, you say you have millions, you don't even look rich. You're just lying. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't. You know why? because I wear, this one is even expensive, but most of the time my jewelry is from J. Crew, but nobody knows because it looks good. I wear my $40 J. Crew earrings. I buy a lot of my bags from my wonderful black designer woman here. What's her name? Alex, my sister. A lot of her bags are like $200, $300.
Yeah.
I wear them, I rock them. I wear my dresses that are like, you know, $80. There's a secondhand shop down the street. I take my designer things there to sell that I don't wear anymore. And guess what? I buy some secondhand things.
Yes, consignment. Yes,
you know,
definitely.
you know, and people see me and they think I'm like in everything from top to toe is like 10,000. The ones who don't say that I'm pretending because I wore a J. Crew earring. And I'm like, it's not about carry. I have the designer bags, but it's not, men who are solid men don't even notice all this designer stuff.
And if they do, it's not the designer things that the masses use. There are levels to designer. There are levels to designer, right? There are designer products that everyone can have access to, and that same brand have designer products that not everyone has access to. And you wouldn't even see the label on it.
But I don't define myself by carrying a $10,000 bag. I spend money on things like vacation, a nice house, like you said, beautiful flowers, my garden, pay my gardener to come and, you know, plant beautiful plants, and things that will enrich me from inside out.
Yeah, I'm the same way now too. I was telling my husband that the other day, and I said to him, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but I'm at the place in my life, I've been having luxury designer stuff since I was a teenager. Like I said, my mother gave them to me, right? So I'm at a place now, when you see it on social media, it's like, I don't even know if I want that anymore. And what changed my mind more, we were in Aruba and I was at the Louis Vuitton store, and she said, well, you can't get this bag in the United States. The ones they make in the United States. I said, wait a minute, hold on. Let's back up. I said, Louis Vuitton is made in the United States? And she said, yeah, New York. I said, oh, forget it. I said, you think I'm gonna buy a luxury bag from Louis Vuitton that's made in New York? Mm-hmm. If I'm gonna buy a Louis Vuitton bag, I want it to be made in France somewhere in an old shop with an old woman in the back stitching my bag. I am not, so they're mass producing these things now, and the quality is not the same. And from that moment, I said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I can go to Italy and buy a leather bag and put my own name on it. The Cynthia bag. Instead of Prada, it can be the Cynthia. Instead of Louis Vuitton, it can be Cynthia. It's the same level.
Yes, like someone said earlier in the comments, it's about class. You can have class. You can wear secondhand clothes and you carry it around and you walk tall. Like, when you're walking, Cynthia, you have to teach us. I thought I had a feminine confidence walk. Oh my goodness. When I watch you walking on social media, it makes me happy. Oh my goodness. Some women in their 50s, not because of any medical problem or anything, I have to show, they start to walk like this because they feel like they're old.
Yeah.
Oh no. Stand tall. My mom, till the day she passed, she was still, you know, chest out, confident.
Yes.
Women.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yes, definitely. So yeah, the designer thing, it's like, no. You are the designer.
Yes.
You are the expensive product.
Yes.
You are the expensive product. Treat yourself like that.
Yes. You've answered most of my questions in all of this. There's a couple. Do you have about 10 more minutes?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
So this is my question, but if there's somebody who's asked 2 questions, I'll come to that, because as we're talking, and I understand, women are thinking, but these women don't know that we have young kids, we have 3 or 4 young kids running around, we have gained weight from the pregnancy, we don't really feel attractive anymore, we have to cook, we have to clean, we have to work. It's not that easy to still be sexy and feminine. They don't know what they're talking about. It's a lot to handle. So how can women balance their femininity with still fulfilling their purpose and with achieving their career? How can women balance all these things? Because you and I know it's not easy. but how can they still get it all done, especially when their kids are still young?
You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. Do you want to exercise? You don't have time to go to the gym, you've gained weight. The gym is not where you lose weight. People don't understand that. You will not lose a pound of fat in the gym. The gym is where you build a muscle. It's where you get stronger. You lose weight in your kitchen. That's where you lose weight. So, you've gained weight after all the kids. Change how you cook. While you're cooking, while I'm cooking, I do jumping jacks. I take my water, I put it in the pot, I'm cooking rice. My water is boiling, I start doing 20 jumping jacks. I get the rice, I wash the rice out, I put it in the pot, another 20 jumping jacks. The rice is cooking, it's time to simmer, put the cover on, another 20 jumping jacks. I've done 80, right? 25, 25, 25. You do 4 sets, that's 100, right? So now you're cleaning your meat, you're washing it off, jump rope, 20. You get the season, another 20. While you're waiting for your food to cook, you've done 4 sets of exercises.
Yes.
You wake up in the morning, oh, I don't have time to get dressed and look beautiful. Find a lipstick or a lip gloss that you can put on. Yeah. Buy yourself kaftans like these or whatever, right? If you can wear leggings, you can wear a kaftan. If you can pull leggings out of the closet, you can pull kaftan out of the closet. Choose.
I can tell you don't like leggings. Neither do I.
Unless I'm exercising, right? Choose what you want to pull out of your closet that's going to make you feel comfortable and pretty. And that's it. That's it. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Your nails, you can do your nails while the kids are in school or while, you know, there's ways to do everything. In the morning, I take Zeev to school. Then I'm off to the gym where I go and lift weights. I'm done by 10 o'clock. I walk to the market because I love going to the market every day. I pick out tonight's dinner. Then I come home, look at the laundry. Everything is fine. Okay, I do laundry. I put away the groceries. Then I get to work on my computer. Or I rest because I know once hubby comes home and Zeev comes home, that's it for me, right? So I rest until 2 o'clock. I go and pick up Zeev, come back home, make him something to eat. Hubby comes home in an hour, take care of him. Then I start cooking, right? I start cooking. We have our dinner together. We watch TV together. After dinner, I make sure, after dinner, before I do the dishes or put the dishes away, I go upstairs and I fix the rooms. I fix everything. I do it at night. Why I do it at night? Because I want to do it after I eat. I'm not going to sit with that food in my stomach. So I'm active for 30 minutes after I have dinner. I'm putting laundry away. I'm doing this. I'm making the bed. I'm doing all of that stuff. Making the room beautiful. Lighting candles in the room. Do that at night. Then we go and watch TV. I go and shower and I wait. That's it.
Yes.
You have to plan. You have to be intentional. You cannot wing it. You cannot be random.
Yes.
You have to be intentional.
You cannot not be intentional and then be complaining. Oh. Let me tell you my bedtime, my morning routine. When we wake up in the morning, I don't come downstairs until I've made the bed. There's some things that it's become such a routine now. We both do it without even thinking. Yes. So when he comes down to do his things, I make the bed. I make sure the room is clean. You know, I make it the bed, the bathroom, my makeup, I clear it all. I make it all look nice before I come down and start my day. And for me, my day starts with walking. I walk, you know, about 4 or 5 miles every day, but in the morning I'll walk my 2 miles, most times with my husband, but that's because we both work from home, and I know that's not the same for everyone. But like Cynthia said, be intentional. You can't have a room where you have clutter everywhere, clothes on the floor, clothes hanging on the chair, and then you expect it to be a place that is romantic.
No, no. And plus you can get help too. You can get help.
You can
have a
help.
housekeeper come in once a week for $60 an hour. All you need is 1 hour or 2 hours a week. You know, I'm not going to do all the major stuff. I'm just keeping what she cleaned. I'm just maintaining what she cleaned, right? I mean, come on. You are a manager of somebody else's business, right? When you go to work, you do 8 hours running somebody else's business, working in someone else's business. But when it comes to your house and your home, you're saying it's hard.
Cynthia, somebody just asked a question that I knew was going to come up, that comes up all the time for me, and I love answering this question. You are very privileged to have your own schedule. What about women that work 5 days a week? Do you want to hear what I did in my 20s, in my 30s, and in my 40s before I started making enough money and making my 7 figures to have this lifestyle? Do you want to know? When I first started my business, okay, I was working, I'll just say from maybe 5 a.m. till about 10 p.m. Because 5 a.m. I would get up, get my daughters ready for school and for the babysitter. I would drive to my office because I had just started my pediatric business. It was a new business. I would do what I needed to do, talk to my staff, help them, see a few patients, jump back in the car, go out and do some marketing, go out and run again to drive to pick up my younger daughter from daycare, bring her back to the office, do some more work. Then I would go and pick up the older one. We would come home still with my high heels on. I used to wear a lot of high heels then, even at work. I would tell them, okay, unpack your lunch boxes. I'm warming up dinner, and then it's time for homework. I would not stop from 5 a.m. till about 9 or 10 p.m. till I went to bed. The ex was doing his own thing. Yes, I was married then, but it was like I was single. I don't want to go into that. That was my past life. But I basically did everything. So, but then I hope this hasn't cut off. Can you still hear me? Oh,
Yes, I'm here.
Second, let me turn this alarm off. 1 second.
Okay, I'm here. I'm still here. Let me use my fan in the meantime.
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, and not only did I do that 5 days a week, Cynthia, and the person who asked, because I owned my own business, it didn't stop on the weekends. Okay. I still had to do my billing on the weekends, but guess what? I was still my same slim size 4 then. The same size I was then is what I am now. It's not about size, but I want to really illustrate to you. I had an elliptical at home. I would go on my elliptical when I had the time, only 45 minutes. Then I didn't have time to walk outside. I didn't, but I'll still use my elliptical, and I'll still find time to go to the gym to do my weightlifting. Actually, I didn't even have time then to pay a personal trainer. Now I have a personal trainer who trains only me. Then I would still go to the gym. So if I can do that 7 days a week, why can't you? Like Cynthia said, you are employed, you're working for somebody else, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. Why can't you do that? I've done way more than you ladies complain about. And why can I manage it? Because I saw my mom doing the same thing. She modeled all of this in front of me. And this is what I'm saying. Let's be careful about what we're showing our daughters, because what we're doing is influencing the next generation. Yeah. I hope I answered your question.
You know why you were able to do it too? I'm going to add to that question. You were able to do it because you made a decision to do it.
Oh.
You made a decision to do it.
Yes.
Most of the women are making excuses.
Yes.
Sis, the person who asked that question, let me ask you. Be honest with yourself. Do you really want a change? Are you really sick and tired of the way it's going? Ask yourself that. And when you are done answering that question, are you willing to do what the activities required to change it? I'm not going to say do what it takes. Are you ready to do the activities to change it? Be honest. Sometimes people tell me, you could make this money, Cynthia, you can do this. And I said, no, I don't want to run a $1 billion empire. Why? Because I don't want to do the work. And I'm being honest with you
Oh,
anymore. I'm in a place
fine.
now, I don't want to do the work.
That's
and they say, well, you can hire people. I say, I don't want to supervise people.
That's fine.
I know how I am. I don't want to supervise people.
I'm tired of supervising people. I'm looking. Yeah.
Right. So ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
Are you sick and tired of it? Number one. Number two, do you want to do the activities to change it? If your answer is yes, then what you have to do is make a plan for each hour of your life. The same way you work 9 to 5 and there's a plan, when you get home, there has to be a plan from 5 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to do. But be honest with yourself. You don't have to change it. You can continue winging it. You can continue being random. That's fine. But if you want, Mark Zuckerberg has 120 gray shirts. You know why? He wears the same gray shirt every day with jeans so that his brain don't have to think about what to wear.
Easy.
So he goes in his closet in the morning, boom, pick it up, let's go. He's gone.
Simple.
You have to plan your life. You have to plan your activities. You have to plan your activities. And my activities in my marriage, the number one, make him feel
yes.
good. That's my.
Me too. Me too.
Going back to romance.
Yes.
My priority in my marriage, make sure he feels good.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Despite all of what I do, that's still my number one thing. My husband and my 4 children.
That's it. Because if he feels good, guess what?
Your life will be so much easier. You can't understand how my husband has made my life so much easier.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dancing and laughing. I'm happy all the time because my husband makes my life so much easier. He does things that I would have to ask my ex to do. He just does them. I do things, he does things. And it is such a beautiful partnership.
That's it. That's it. And that's all we're telling you, ladies. You have to keep, and that's romance right there. Exactly what you just said. That is how you keep the romance in your marriage. Giving, respecting, and appreciating your partner and giving your best. Your best is looking your best. It's feeling your best. Right? It's respecting your who you are.
Somebody asked a very vital question after I described my life in my 30s. She said, so how did you keep your mental health intact? I don't want to say it was easy. It was hard. I've shared my stories of depression and with suicidal ideations with you guys, but guess how I got out of it quickly? I sought for support of people who really loved me. My mom and my dad were still alive, and they were not in Atlanta, but it's like they were beside me. I called them, they supported me, they were there for me. They gave me hope. They loved me. Now that was number one. Number two, the Bible. I read God's word. I read his promises, and I knew that he had a good life for me, and he strengthened me. Number three, I paid for coaches. Okay? I've told you guys over and over, if you can't do it yourself, seek out coaches. I'm here as a coach. Cynthia is here as a coach. Instead of those $5,000 bags that you're buying, somebody said here, instead of the Starbucks coffee that you're spending money on, pay for a coach. Mental health is key. I had support. My mom, my dad, the Bible, which is God, of course, Jesus Christ, and coaches.
And there's no excuse. There's no such thing as I can't afford. Once you make the decision that you want a change and you want something, where there's a will, there's a way. Do you know there were coaches and mentors that I couldn't afford at a time that were $10,000, $20,000, but you know what I did? There was one mentor I called on Wall Street when I wanted to learn about trading and the stock market before I wrote a book about it. I called him and I said, I called his office to ask about an event he was having. And the salesperson was dry. And I'm excited because I want to go to this money market event and I'm going to learn how the rich use their money and I'm going to, I know what I'm going to do. But this girl was dry on the phone. So I hung up and I called back and I spoke to the guy, the owner. I said, can do better than your salesperson. He said, what do you mean? I said, I was so excited to come to your event. She couldn't sell. I mean, I was ready to give her my credit card, but you know what? I want to come work for you. I'm going to show you that I could be the best salesperson you have. He said, okay, come on over. I went to the office. That's when we were living in Miami. He gave me a list to call. Said the event is next week. Okay. I started calling all the investors, I closed every single one of them. He looked at me and he was like, whoa, you're good. I said, yeah, I told you, I believe in your product and I like your product, so I'm excited. I closed everyone on the list. He said, okay, you know what? That was easy. I'm going to let you come to the event for free. But that was easy because these people were ready. Next week, I'm going to give you a cold list of people who are not ready, and I'm going to teach you how to sell to rich people. And I got that coaching for free because I couldn't afford it at first. But then I told him I would work for him. That's not the first time I did that.
You were resourceful.
Yes.
That's
I can't pay you, but I can work for you. Yes, yes, I can't pay you, but I can work for you. Let me show you what I can do. Because I know once I get in, I don't need you to coach me once I'm in your business. My mom taught me, my mom always said, never let someone, you know the old saying, don't let someone teach you how to fish, learn how to fish. My mom took it a step further.
Yes.
She said, don't let someone teach you how to fish. Don't learn how to fish, but get next to them, watch how they do it, and start selling fish.
Yes. Yes, that's
what my mother taught
somebody
me.
Who has no excuses like most women do.
So I can't afford coaching. At one point, I would call you, Dr. Iyabo, I'm good at marketing. What can I do for you? Because I know once I get next to the well, I'm going to get wet.
And you'll be ready to do it for free, though.
Yes.
That's another
for free.
thing. Women want to learn, but they don't want to work for free. I told them, do you know how many times I have worked for free?
And they ended up paying me after. They ended up paying me. Dr. Cindy Trim in Atlanta, I worked for Dr. Trim as well. She was my mentor at one point, and I called and I said, you have a school. I want to come in. I want to help recruit students. The first time I got there, it went from 68 people to 333 people. Yes. Because I believed in the product. I said, I'm going to do it for free. They came to me and said, this is the first time the school's sold out. We want to hire you.
You guys may be wondering how all of what we're discussing is related to romantic love. It is absolutely related to romantic love.
Yes.
Because when you're a purposeful, happy, intentional woman, you will thrive in your femininity.
Yes. 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 I am married to this man. We got married. I did everything in the beginning. I was beautiful and feminine and elegant, and he fell in love. I fell in love. So I'm going to continue being who he saw. I'm not going to deceive him and change.
Yes.
Because I'm not only doing it for him, I'm doing it for myself.
Yes.
Because I need to grow.
Yes.
I need to go to the next level. So I'm going to continue being that woman.
Yes.
And he benefits as well.
Yes. Couple of questions, then we'll call it a day. I haven't even asked the question, but I have to ask the questions. Okay, so Cynthia, these questions are for you. The same person has two questions, so please take both together. She said, can we get practical tips on achieving and maintaining femininity? And then she said, after I had my baby, I went through a PPD. I went through postpartum depression, yes. I went through postpartum depression and it reduced my libido drastically. I'm so sorry. What's your advice on that? So she wants tips, practical tips for femininity, and that when she went through a pregnancy, childbirth, she went through postpartum depression and it reduced her libido. How can she deal with that?
Well, I would say first, femininity means different things to different people. What does femininity mean to you? Right? What does it mean to you? Are you still being what it means to you? If you are not, define what it means to you and make it a goal. And what can you do to experience that, to start experiencing that again? one of the things that femininity means to me is being glamorous, right? Being glamorous. I love glamour.
Me too.
Femininity also means being very playful, coquettish, right? So I have to intentionally make opportunities to experience that. So again, it's intentional. You have to write it down. What does it mean to you? What does it look like to you? Not to other women, because Instagram has various forms of femininity. There's drag queen femininity, there's boss chick femininity. There's all types of femininity. There's the skinny Instagram model femininity. There's all types of femininity. What does femininity mean to you? Your higher self, your inner self. What does that look like? Write that down and intentionally start being that. And even the postpartum issue that you're having, once you start being that in those areas, I believe that it would benefit as well. Because you're being it from the inside. You don't want to be feminine like Cynthia. You don't want to be feminine like Dr. Iyabo. You want to be feminine like you. Dr. Iyabo and I connect very well here, but we are feminine in different ways, right? No one is better than the other, but we have our own femininity.
Yes.
You understand? Dr. Iyabo can put on a beautiful wig and look gorgeous. If I try that, I would look weird,
no,
right?
You wouldn't.
I cut off all my hair, right? If Dr. Iyabo goes to cut off her hair, she may not like it.
And you rock it really well.
You see?
You rock it well. I love it.
So we all have different views of femininity, sis. Sit down with yourself and see what your femininity means to you. What does it look like? And start being intentional about putting together the activities that will cause you to experience it. It's all action. It's all action. The action.
Wonderfully said. Yeah, write it down and be it and do it and stop believing what other people tell you. I'll give you another example here. A lot of people will say that, once you go into menopause, let me make sure my stepsons are not here. You experience the dryness and all of that. I am more wet now than I've ever been. My husband's here, he's listening. No, honestly, I'm not joking. This is the wettest I have been.
This is a wonderful femininity moment right here. This is femininity right here.
So it's all psychological. It's all psychological. But if you buy into all the nonsense, people say, oh, once you go into menopause, you are as dry as this, you are as that. It's all psycho. And mine is in reverse. Yeah. When I was in my 30s, I was dry. Now I'm wet. Why? Because it's psychological. Because I'm happy. I'm at peace. At least that's what I think about. Again, you're saying about
your
yourself.
Your own femininity turns you on. Your own femininity turns you on. Yes. Your own femininity. So you see, ladies, all of you who are here, we are being feminine right now. We're being girly. We're talking. We're laughing. This is it right here. We don't have to be strict and like, oh my God, we can't talk. No, And sometimes even if you're not wet, even if you can't get wet, put on something pretty and just enjoy yourself. Just feel beautiful. Yes. That's it. There are no rules. There are no rules.
I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you.
Wow.
We've never had to use anything, and I haven't had a period for 1 year. I'm officially menopausal. But no matter what time of day, I'm ready. I don't want to keep using the W word. But no matter what, I'm ready because it's psychological. I'm happy. I'm at peace. I'm confident. I love my partner. God has been so good to me. My partner is my biggest supporter. He's my, it's all here.
So now you are Your body is saying, yes, I want to be adored more.
Yes.
I want to be desired more.
Yes.
Come and desire me.
Yes, he's here. So I'm not lying. He's in the kitchen looking. I'm sure he's shaking his head thinking what these women talk about.
Mine is too.
Last question, then we'll have to do this again in 6 months. Okay. Okay, I want to quit my 9-to-5 job when I start making babies. Does it make any sense? My fiance does not want me to quit. He says he's more attracted to me when I work. What can I do? Because my job gives me anxiety. Did you hear that, or should I repeat?
I heard. Well, he met her. He was attracted to her working. He likes to see her like that. That's who she was. Are they both, first of all, number one, is she ready for the change? Is she ready to make the change? That's number one.
She said her job gives her anxiety.
So are you really ready to make the change? I wouldn't be afraid. She's probably afraid of what, finances maybe?
She wants to quit work. Her husband doesn't want her to quit work. So what does she do? You are the guest. Answer, Cynthia. That one's a tough one.
I would say, does her husband know how she feels? He doesn't. Yes, obviously. He doesn't want her to quit. She wants to quit. Okay. All right. So
that one's a tough one.
That one is a private one, I would say.
Yeah.
You are a woman. You should know how to switch when you need to and have him support you.
I think she needs to come to either you or myself and get more help. There's a lot to unpack in that question.
Yeah. It can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Yeah, there's a lot. Somebody says fiance, not husband. That's a valid point. I say it all the time. You're not married until you're married.
That's even better.
Yeah.
That's even better. So he's already you already see what he requires.
Yeah.
Are you ready to be that?
Yeah.
Are you, ask yourself for sure, are you really ready to be that? If you're not, it would be unfair to go into something and not give him what he requires.
Yes, if you know you want to be a stay-at-home mom after having kids and your husband wants a career woman, I don't think that marriage will work, my dear. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that's not
because if you sit down at home, you're taking care of the kids, your husband will not be happy. This is what we're saying. You can be the most beautiful, you can be the beauty queen in this world, but if he wants a career woman, if that's the kind of femininity he wants.
Right. And he has a right to want that.
And he has a right to, and many men actually want that, but many men also like stay-home moms.
Yes.
So you have to know what you're getting into. So thank you, audience, for pointing out to us that fiance.
Yeah.
So that's your answer right there. I think we answered it.
Yeah, that's it. You cannot. He's clear with what he wants. Are you clear with what you want?
Yeah. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You cannot.
It would be deception.
Yeah, it would be deception. So if he wants a career woman and you know that once you start bearing kids, you want to stay home, you have to keep it moving until you can find a husband who aligns with that same goal.
When I was dating, I'll tell you this quick story. There's one gentleman who came to me, because I'm very upfront as well, because I believe we attract who we are and what we are, especially when we're honest. Yeah. So I said it from the first day. I love glamour. I love beauty. I love fine dining. I love wonderful experiences. I love it. So one guy comes to me and he says, well, all that stuff doesn't really matter. I'm a simple type of guy. And I was like, well, it's not going to work. I said to him, I said, I will get on your nerves. I said, I will make you sick.
Yes.
Because I don't like the
Yes.
simple things
Yes.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, no, you're a simple person, but you like the glamorous things. Because I'm the same way. You think in a very simple way, just like me, but you like the glamorous things. That's me. I
right.
couldn't. There were many
Yeah.
men I met that said that the only place they traveled to was Jamaica or to the Bahamas, and I said I love Jamaica, I love the Bahamas, but I love to travel the world. So
Right.
if you're a CEO in your 50s and you're a millionaire, you have all this money, and it's your dream to go to London, we're not going to be a good match. How can your dream be to go to London when you're 56 years old?
No, but see, again, that's being intentional. That's being intentional. And that's what
Yeah.
the women have. Ladies, when you are intentional about your relationships, especially intimate relationships, you will never say what most of the comments were saying. What about the men? Because you won't
Yes.
even attract them when you are
Yes.
being intentional and being your true self. Like I told that gentleman, I would get on your
I
nerves
know.
because I don't like the simple things.
Women like to fall in love with what they think could be instead of falling in love with what is in front of them.
Like, yes, like you said, you're 60 something years old and you want to go to London. That's all you know at 60? No, no. So you have to, ladies, you have to know who you are. You have to know how you fit with someone else's life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be a curvy woman and want a guy who is attracted to the Instagram model because there's no fit. There's no fit. You have to look at the person's life and say, how do I fit into this? How can I be a part of this? How can he be a part of me? I had a young child whose father died. I had to be with someone who was caring. I had to be with someone who was patient. I had to be with someone who was a family man.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at all of those things before I dated my husband. You know, you have to look at these things. If you have children, is he a family man? Does he like children? What is his education? What is his occupation? Was he divorced? If he was divorced, how does he talk about his ex-wife? How does he treat women? Do you know some men, a lot of you would be like, oh, well, you don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. Do you know some men would see you at home and be upset because you're not doing anything?
Yes.
They think you're not doing anything?
Yes. And it turns them off and they don't like it.
Some don't.
Yes.
Some do, some
Yeah.
don't. Some men would walk in and know that you were home looking beautiful, even though you're running your home. They don't want to see that.
Yeah. You know, women, stop falling in love with the fantasy of what you think could be. Fall in love with what is in front of you. If he wants a woman who is going to be a career woman who works, and you want to be a stay-home mom, keep it moving. There's 7 billion people in the world, and many of them are men.
Yes. And many of them would love to support you staying
I know. So please, you know, just keep your eyes open. Yes, it's about love, but you also have to use this organ up here. You know me, I'm blunt, but Cynthia is also very blunt. Open your eyes and use your brain when you're dating.
Yes.
Don't let love cloud your judgment.
Yes. Men are very smart. Men are very, very smart, but we're very intuitive. If you see it, believe it.
Yes.
The first time.
Yes.
Believe
Yes.
it.
Believe
They're very clever, but we're very intuitive.
Yes.
Whatever he shows you, that's who he is. Believe it. He's not going to change.
He will not change. And all through that marriage, his eyes will be on career women. God forbid, he may start to cheat on you with career women. And then he'll say, but I told you so. You just sit at home doing nothing. But you knew it when you were dating. I posted about this recently. Everything that we suffer from when we get married, we knew it when we were dating. That was my first marriage. What broke up my marriage, I knew it while I was dating, but I was a naive 17-year-old, and I just went on and on and on with it. People were warning me, I ignored it all, but it still came back to haunt me.
Yes, yes. I can say the same thing too.
Yeah.
I can say the same thing.
Yeah.
My first husband was the sweetest man, intellectual, genius, smart, but I knew that there was a mental issue.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because most people who are very, very, very smart, there's a little imbalance.
Sometimes, yeah.
You know, there's a little imbalance. And for some reason, I attract very, very smart men, you know?
Because you are smart too.
Very, very smart men. So I saw that in the beginning, but I was like, oh, I can fix that. It'll be okay. No.
Yeah. It's not going to go away. So women, please. Cynthia, I love you so much. You're my sister. You're my sister
sweating already.
It's look, the phase you're going through, I went through it and I'm still going through it, but less. So I get it. Thank you so much. Everybody, this will be on my page. Cynthia, I'm also going to post it on my YouTube channel. I will share the link with you and everything. Let's do this again in 6 months' time.
I think we should. I really, really enjoyed this time.
Yeah, together. I think so. There's so much. There's even more questions. But ladies, we have to stop now. There has to be a line. Just come to it. I know, otherwise we'll be here till 7 p.m. So if you still have questions, come to my DM or go to Cynthia's DM. We will help you either through our coaching or as a freebie. That will be our decisions. But please come to us for help. Yes. Cynthia, love you so much.
Love you too. Thank you so much. Love you, ladies. Be your best self. For yourself, ladies.
Yes, yes. I would love to meet with you and your husband, me and my husband sometime.
Let's do it.
If we're in the same vicinity sometime, please let's meet for lunch or dinner, but we'll discuss that.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to it too.
Cynthia, bye everyone. Bye-bye.